Welcome to Vision Plus.
I heard you speak at a special class where we normally have a dozen people and had 30 or 40. A bunch of people came in to hear you in this class that's normally real small, and that was good. And you told a little bit about your life, and I wanted you to just share with everybody. It's so amazing.
Well, I started off with when I was younger, really loving the Lord from a young age and just interested in lost souls, and I noticed that when I was even younger watching a TV show, and then my interest grew as I went to college and even in high school, setting up Bible studies and different things, and then as I was in college, interest grew because when I did some work in Jemison, Alabama. That was my first spring break at college, and I was asked to go and door knock, and I was paired up with another guy he was wonderful, Stinson Carpenter, and he taught me about how to talk to people and just listen and share the gospel and the good news, and and it was just really a neat experience. And then that next summer, I was asked to go to a campaign in Scotland. And
oh, that's so exciting. I went to Baumholder, Germany, and got to do door knocking with the group. And I've already broken one of these glasses today. I think I'll try not to break this one.
Oh, but anytime you get to go out, and I'm sure you're like me, maybe that you don't have a fear. I didn't have a fear of door knocking or meeting people. I love
really
meeting
didn't
people.
either. I've done that a long time too. And we used to teach before you were born, Jules Miller's film strip. You may have heard of it.
Oh, I have heard, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we'd go, and it was so exciting to see the aha moment and the light come on, and then to find out that Jesus really did love them.
Oh, yes. And so that's how I got started, just reaching out to others that way, door knocking and meeting people. And then my experience
Now, you weren't finished with college when you went
to
Scotland. How'd you get your parents to agree with that?
It wasn't too easy, really. My mom and dad wanted me to finish.
College,
and
before you went.
I had 2 years behind me, actually. Well, when I first went to Scotland, I had finished 1 year. And so I really had an interest in the mission field and had heard about a program, Youth Outreach United Through Him, from Texas. It was established there. And so I started looking into it more and really had it on my heart to go back to Scotland. So I started introducing my idea to my parents and to other people. And
they said, "Are you nuts?"
Now, at first I think they did. But my older sister and my brother-in-law were very supportive, and I think that helped my parents understand.
With them?
No, I guess as a teenager, visited a lot. I was almost like their first child, but we had a really great relationship. They just helped me grow in the Lord, and I was able to open up and ask questions, and
when you got over to Scotland, what about the culture shock? Or I know you said you had a culture shock when you came back to the United States, but what about when you were in?
Well, I didn't think as much. I missed home. I remember, and I didn't share this, but I remember looking up the stars when I'd be so homesick, and I think my parents and my family looked at the same stars that I did. And it made the earth really small to me. And I remember those days because I would be lonely for just a hug from my mom, or, that kind of affection that you might not get because you've just gotten to know people, for a short amount of time, and you needed just family loving, And so I missed that a lot. But I remember I had a lot of comfort, and I remember, and I think I shared this in the class about getting on the plane, and that I remember I said, "God, it's just you and me. It's just you and me." And I remember the feeling that I had because I'd grown up in such a secure home and in safe environment. But now I was on my own, and I was, ready to spread my wings, as people say, but just to branch out and try something
in Scotland?
Now there are different things as far as view. Like, people I felt were a little bit more reserved and cold, although once you get to know them, very loving, So it's very different weather, because it is overcast most of the time, but beautiful land. I did miss a few trees. It didn't seem like we ever saw as many trees, but the rolling hills, just beautiful. And the different cities we'd go visit, and we would help door knock. And I've meant to go back and look at all the different towns that we went to visit, several, but you know, Edinburgh was very common for us to go into Edinburgh and to Glasgow, but my main where I lived was Livingston, and it was actually a newer community.
Were you with a family or in a hotel? Or
it was almost like an apartment, and I shared it. I was by myself for a few months, and then another girl from Florida arrived, and then a girl from Scotland joined our team. So there were 3 of us I stayed for almost a period of 2 years, and they came in, you know, like they were in there, lived there at different times. And there were a group of 2
Did you
guys.
meet a boy? Did a boyfriend? Did
Not really. I never found one. Not there.
Had you already met Kevin?
No, I had not. I had not. And there were 2 guys that were on our team, and one was from England and one was from Scotland. And they were really some great guys that helped. You know, we just all studied together, and you know went.
But you didn't have that spark yet.
Nope, no spark.
No,
Nope.
bummer.
I don't know. I guess I was ready to come home to America, find me American. No, find me a guy close to home. But no, I didn't. We just were really busy.
Were they
worked
afraid
hard.
that would happen? Were your parents afraid?
Yes,
you'd meet
that was
someone?
definitely one of. It was mine. You caught on to that. They were afraid that I would. I think I remember them saying that. I'm afraid you'll find somebody and want to marry and stay and be away from us. And actually, it really was different because now I live right beside my parents.
Oh boy.
So ventured out in the world and saw the world, I guess, and then, but I came back home and finished my 2 years of college, and that's when I met Kevin at UNA, University of North Alabama, and
What's Kevin do?
he is he has a math degree and computer science. So I'm not sure. He just computer analyst basically. He works for Camber Corporation in Huntsville, and
Camera?
Camber, C-A-M-B-E-R.
Camber.
And but really works as a in defense, you know, defense contractor now. So he's been working there since we married, basically.
Have you worked away from home since you and Kevin married?
Well, I did some teaching for a small amount of time, short amount of time, and then we were ready to start a family. So I only did that. I had my teaching degree and in math, and taught for a little while and subbed some, and then I was pregnant with Ellen. So we were I had always decided that I wanted to stay at home if at all possible. You know, that was one of my goals and dreams, is just to be able to stay at home, raise my children. And then I heard about homeschooling. That's how that came about when she was born, and it became very natural. I had that education background, but it was something that I had always, you know, that I had thought of as after someone introduced it to me. And so I just started researching it, and it became very natural.
What program do you work with?
Well, the group of people, well, I've been with Way Home, was the covering that we were under for several years, and this year we just now went to Covenant Christian Academy, CCA, which is worked well for us because of you offer classes, sporting, you know, they can do sports and athletic program, and especially the classes have been great. Ellen, my oldest, is doing biology, and she has just loved it and done really well.
They're studying right
She
now.
is very studious now. My boys had to motivate them a little more, but
she just picked it up. I love. We had a speaker down in Birmingham, and he said that his daughter did really well. Was afraid even if she got a B. He said his 2 sons, if they made a B, it was time for a celebration because they really had to struggle with sticking to it to study. They had the brains, they just didn't have the stick.
Motivation is not, you know, for that. Now they can be motivated in some other areas, but they, you know, other things. But no, Ellen, she really wants to do well and wants to, you know, just stay on top of things. And I don't have to tell her. She's very, you know,
gets with it.
Yes, and the boys I have to, you know, ask them over and over again. Did you finish this? Did you finish this? So next year, my second child's Kenton, and he's going to start his class, physical science, and he'll be a 9th grader. Ellen will be in 10th, and she'll do chemistry next year. And I'm also looking into enrolling them in some writing classes because that's not my strength either. But like for them to do, you know, a little more. And this year, Ellen actually did a science fair project, and they really let you know up front it's a family undertaking, yes, because it is, and to teach and help your children do the best and know all the, you know, to write a research paper and there's so many things involved. So she got third place and at CCA, and then went to regionals and got third place in regionals. So she was really excited.
Right.
But that was a big, task. And she was growing plants and doing some different things with that, and so that takes a lot of daily involvement.
Boy, it does, doesn't it?
It does.
And I know Dr. Nixon's son is, I believe he's an 8th grader, and seventh grader, and he's doing a project. He said it's not like science fair; it's a little bit different that he does. But he's like your Ellen; he's very motivated on his own, because he was here. They were here till a few minutes ago, and he said, I got to get home because I got to work on my project. So she had to run him home real quick. But I was afraid you'd get here and you'd be here.
No, that's fine.
But that was good, you know, to see these young people that have that self-motivation. Because there's really just 3 kinds of motivation. There's fear motivation, you clean your room or else.
Right.
And then incentive motivation, I'll give you $5.
And you have to do this.
Or that self-motivation that apparently Ellen has, and Tristan has her son, so it's good to see that in a child.
Well, and certain things do, they are more motivated, like I say, for the different reasons. My 2 boys, Jacob's my youngest, and they both were involved in robotics this year.
That's
and
what her son was.